Good job.
Get in here. Go first to listen, Heidi. Good job. Why don't you just turn that TV off, would you, Heidi? Okay, just a couple things, and then we'll let you get back to your rooms, kind of get your act together and rest up before we head over. We want to head over at 5:30, so we'll probably knock on the door about 25 after 5, and we'll meet out in the hall at that time. Get that slip off, just make sure that's right. There are rubber bands right here also. So if you need rubber bands for your hair for the game, take one or two or whatever you need. You've had an opportunity now to meet some of the meet some of the Menasha players at the banquet, and I know they kind of left an impression. We've also had an opportunity to meet some of the Menasha fans in the hotel here, and they've kind of left an impression too. So let's take advantage of our opportunity to play them tonight on the floor and give them a taste of us. We're going to start out defensively in our full court man press, number 24, and just recover to our man. Just feel them out a little bit, see who their ball handlers are, see how they line up in their press attack. And then after that, we can get a good idea maybe what would be the best press to go into, whether it's 44 or 53. If we call out either one of those, 44 or 53, we're going to recover to a man. So if you in the 24 press are over the ball because your girl is inbounding it, then you know you have to match up on Karen's girl when we go to the 44. 53 will not matter because we'll just line up in that zone press and recover to a man. So keep that in mind. 24 press, your girl's inbounds in it. We call out 44. You're going to have to get on Karen's girl, which is number 34. Let's do the things we've talked about all year in practice and all the things we've talked about over the years about playing with our feet, sealing, recovering, rotating down to the ball, rotating to the open girl. Remember, just touch the basketball. If you can get yourself to touch the basketball, you're going to be in good defensive position, and if you use the correct hand, the chances are you're going to get the ball. Maybe not the first time, maybe not the second time, but sooner or later you're going to be quick, you're going to anticipate, and after being out there, you're going to be able to not only touch it, but get it. Rebounds, let's start off right away thinking that every rebound is the last rebound. So hit the boards hard. Don't get pushed around. If somebody starts pushing, make sure you're strong, get low, and get the arms up. Get to good position and hold them there. Don't put your hands down, keep them up nice and high. If the opportunity to run is there, then we'll look to run. If it's not, we pull it up, get into our offense, be patient, make their defense work a little bit. If it's your shot, then you take the shot and we'll hit the boards from there. So remember, every rebound is the last one of that night, and you go get it. Now that doesn't mean go over the top of somebody, that means you slither in or sprint in or streak in, but you get good rebound position. Be smart. We've been down here before, use your experience. You know, if you get 2 fouls and it's early in the third quarter, don't get the third foul. You're not going to do any good on the bench. And that's where you're going to end up coming. You get that third foul quick. So make sure you use the time you've been on the floor, not only down here, but during the course of the year as well. So we will run if it's there. If not, we'll just pull it up. Make sure to communicate out there because you're not going to be able to hear us from the bench. We'll hold up the signs and everything, and Spars will get them up in the air as quick as you can. But if you see it, don't think everybody else saw it. So make sure you communicate that to everybody. Get it to the point guard so she knows what we're in, and then point guard make sure that we got everybody where we want. We'll man out of bounds underneath. If we find out we get burned all the time, we'll go 2-3 purple. I can't believe that's going to happen because we help each other so well. Remember, if your girl sets the pick, then open up and protect the basket. We want ball pressure out on the basketball. Don't give them the chance to look in. If they're doing a lot of picking underneath, one of the concerns the post said, if we switch, sometimes I feel like they're going to be able to seal me on the weak side. That might be, but they're going to have to make it quick because if they're coming across the lane and setting a pick and they open up, Boy, they better get the ball now, or they better get out of the lane. Otherwise, they're going to get a 3-second call. So if we have good ball pressure out top, even if we're a little slow inside or we don't recover quick enough, they won't have that good passing lane to dump it inside. Okay, remember your girl's going to be number 34. She likes to shot fake in there, so if you get behind her and she gets the ball on the block and you end up behind, just simply the way things go, don't go for that fake. Just go hold the hands straight up, play with the body, and see if she can score over the topping anyway. And staff, remember, 30 shoots from the perimeter. She'll hit that three-pointer, so if the ball's reversed, you got to jump out on her if you're in the help side defense.
Is your number
30. Yeah. Offensively, we're going to start in our high motion, Julie. Whether it's a zone or man, we're going to start in it, and we'll call it from the bench if we want to change. So remember that wing girl, if they're in that 1-3-1, they have to cover both the wing and the corner, because the black girl is just going to go to the post kid. So position yourself, especially Heidi or Steph, if we come to your side in between those two guards, make them commit. Julie goes through. You might have a skip pass across the step, but make sure you flatten the zone out. And JP, when you come high, look for the seam in the zone and then call for the ball there. Jenny Price gets it, then we got to have Steph or Heidi, whoever's on the weak side, to go in for the boards. You can also run pick or nick, so you can call that out any time. I don't know if you'll hear it from us anyway. So if it just looks good, just call it out and run through it. First out of bounds play, we'll run number 1. Put Steph on the end. Let's just run number 1, see how they handle it. Again, do the little things, good ball movement, come to the pass, be patient. We have really started to blossom and come to our own the last 6 weeks of this season, simply because we've looked for each other. Everybody's touched the ball just about every time we've come down the floor, and it's opened up a good shot for somebody. And good things have happened because of that, because we just continue to get a little closer and a little closer. Now that's not to say if we come down on a break, to get into the post kicks it out, you're open and you can't take the shot. That's not what we're saying. We're just saying if things don't look like we're in sync, let's pull it out and run it through. Make them work a little bit. We go to the 2-guard zone attack. Remember, use Karen or whoever else at the high post. You get it from a guard. The best spot is to go back to the other guard, face up, look down. If you get it from a guard and give it to her, that means that girl has had to really come in on you to open up that perimeter shot. And you're not going to get the zone moving if you just play catch on one side. And the skip could be there too when it flattens out. In our 1-4 press attack, just get to the spots. Remember, break the press first. We want it in the middle, but if the middle isn't open, then we always have a trailing guard. 10 seconds is a long time, so just be patient bringing the ball up on that. Their out of bounds play we'll go over again on the chalkboard when we get down there. 32, that's who Heidi has. On defense, she'll do a lot of doubling. So if she doubles, remember, pull away from the double team, look for the open person, and then attack the basket, because then they're going to be outnumbered. We're going to have the advantage on ours. So if you break that double team, you get the pass, and you get it, and you're a ball handler, look to punch the gap, see how they react. If they cover everybody, then reload it and run through the offense. Remember the picks across, post kids be in the same defense. If it's straight man-to-man, make sure we're both in the man-to-man. If we're switching, make sure we both know we're switching. So one is and one isn't. One girl is a better shot, so number 34 will probably shoot from 15 and in, where that number 50 probably will not. She'll want to be closer inside to make that. Make sure you block out on the rebounds, on the free throws. Let's not give them any puppies underneath because we didn't put a body on somebody when they're taking the free throw shot. Now, we've worked all year to get to this spot. We wanted to come back to the in-town, and it wasn't just to lay around the room or anything like that. It was to get out on the floor. So when you get out on the floor, take it in that first time, then get down to business. So you kids who haven't been on the floor before, I don't mind if you get out there and just look around for a second. I do the same thing when I walk out there. I just kind of look around and enjoy it too. Soak it up that one time, but then after that, get focused on why you're there. We didn't play 24 games to come down here and play one game and watch the rest of it from the stands. So when you get in the vans, you get focused on that game. When you walk in the field house, that's what's on your mind. When you get in the locker room, you do what you have to do to prepare yourself for the game. That's all individual stuff. Then when you take the floor, it's us against them. It's all of us against Menasha. And that's the opportunity we've been waiting for. So you've got about 40 minutes. We can go back and rest. Whatever you want to do, prepare yourself, and we'll be knocking on, get ready to go over. The rubber bands are right here.
We have to remember, do we have to? Or?
Well, I think it's best to do that just to be on the safe side, then we don't have to mess with the officials.
Yeah.
Ice bags are behind Where's Woody? Woody, wave to the camera. There are 2 fans. Memorial fan.
Thank you. Thanks. Hey, Joe.
Hey. God, you're tall, Sparks.
I'm not.
After you guys were in here, we were just talking outside a little bit, and evidently somebody had to go through some Menasha people on the way down to the hotel. You put that in the back of your mind. Don't let it affect your game, but don't forget it either. I mean, people like that, you know, are just a little bit below you. And I don't mean that as a slam. I'm just saying as people. And no matter what happens tonight, each time you walk down that hall, just like you did coming over here, remember you're a winner. Doesn't have to say it on the scoreboard, doesn't have to say it in the program, but it says it to the people who know you and the way you act and the way you carry yourself. So don't forget that. Okay, defensively, we're going to open up in a 24 just to feel them out, see who's inbounds in the ball, see what kind of a press attack they have. Then if we go to a switch, remember, if it's 44 and your girl is inbounds in the ball, then you've got to pick up Karen's, because Karen will be over the basketball. If it's Katrina that's in there and she's over the basketball, then you have to pick up Katrina's girl. So make sure you're aware of that if we go to a 44. 53 is zone, keep the ball ahead of you, anticipate, and don't get beat deep. So anytime we're in a press, if we don't give them a layup, it's successful. If we touch the ball, it's even more successful. Of course, if we steal it, then we know the results. So 24 to start with, we cover to a man. Play it with your feet. Again, try to touch the basketball. Correct hand down, get it out there, we cover. Like we talked about before, when we take the floor and that ball is thrown up, anytime the ball is in the air, we want to think rebound. We want to be smart about our rebound. We want to have position. If the rebounding lane is open, we'll take it. If it's not, then don't go getting goofy fouls. Because they said everyone's the last rebound. You got to be smart when you're out there as well as aggressive. You got to use what we've learned. I'm serious. The last 6 weeks of the basketball season, we have played smart basketball. And that's why you've done some things to some teams because of that. We'll look to run if it's there. If it's not, we'll pull up, set up. Guards, don't bury yourself. Don't ever leave another guard alone without you knowing what situation they're in. 53 or 44, again, we're recovering to a man. Out of bounds plays will also man. So communicate, help each other out on picks. Remember, protect the basket. If they get a perimeter shot and an out of bounds play, that's much better than a layup where we've got picks. So make sure you are aware of that and protect the blocks. We want ball pressure out front so they don't have the good look inside. Our posts are working hard on the defensive blocks, and doggone it, you guards better be working hard on the perimeter. You've got to all do it together. Remember Karen or JP or Trina, if you got her at 34, we'll do a pump fake and then try to go. She'll also go out. We have to go out on her and play her honest on the defense. Steph again, 30 likes shoots from 3. Aaron, you could have her sometimes, or Heidi, you could even have her sometimes.
Which one?
30. So if you got 30, then you got to know she's a 3-point shooter. So what it's really boiling down to, girls, we're not going to change anything now. We've played 24 basketball games. It's not time for me to go to the board and say, okay, now this is what we're going to do because we made it here. I want you to do the things that got you here. And that's old day defense. It's playing with a lot of guts, a lot of heart, playing together, playing with your feet, and loving every minute of it when you're out there playing defense. Knowing that you've got that other team working hard on the offensive end of the floor and maybe even frustrated. You're going to make some mistakes early on in the game. Learn from that mistake. If you're on the bench and you're watching, learn from that mistake. When you take the floor, you're not going to make that same mistake. And once that mistake is made, girls, I can guarantee you there's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing I can do about it. So let it rest right there and get on with the rest of the game. Offensively, no matter what they're in, we're going to start in a high motion, whether it's a zone or a man. That's the way we're going to start. After we give an eye to it, we might change it and make sure we communicate that to everybody, and everybody knows on the offensive end of the floor. Check the bench. You always won't hear something. Spars will be on the cards, which are right there, Coach, and communicate it to everybody else, because not everybody's probably going to be looking. Our guards have to make sure that they give it a look. Free throw's a good time to give it a look. We get a rebound, there's no ball pressure, good time to give it a look. Running back on defense, you're the first one back, there's no break, good time to give it a look. They're shooting a free throw, another good time. Remember the pick or the nick? Be patient on the offensive end, but that doesn't mean don't take your shot. It means run the offense to get us your shot. And then take it, and hit the boards. Again, use your experience. We've been here before. For some of you, this is your 6th game on this floor. Like Mr. Rapace said, he said, the last 3 years, other than our home floor, we've played more games here than any place else. So consider this your home. 2-guard zone attack. Make sure you come to the ball. Make sure we use the girl in the middle. Make sure we look to our baseline shooters. And the other baseline kid has got to get to the boards as well. Karen can slide down to the block anytime in any one of our zone attacks. So remember that. And again, then look for the seam that's open. Flash there and call for the basketball. Above all, have fun. Get caught up in the defense. We're not fun out there tonight. The skip pass is there. Make sure it's because the zone is flattened out. You got a good look over there. Remember, you want to know who's coming into the picture next. Look for seams in the opening. 1-4 press attack. We hustle to the spots. Be patient. Get to the ball to the middle. If it's there, if it's not there, we have a trailing guard. Bring it up the floor. Attack. If there's nothing there, then we reset. Get back into our offense. Girls, remember when I told you at the beginning of the year, I said, I probably even told you before that. I knew what word it was going to be from the time we walked out of here last season. And now is the time to reach. And now is the time to scratch. And now is the time to get down and play basketball. Because this is what we've been working for, and this is what we've been reaching for. We've done it together. And now when you're out there, you do your part. Remember the post, they like to trick across. We have to block out on the rebounds. They do a diamond press, much like our 53. Nothing we haven't seen. But I can tell you this much. that our defense is something they haven't seen. And we're going to make them remember from that time.
Coach,
Yes?
are we gonna do any side out of bounds plays or?
Okay, side out of bounds. We'll start with the stat just to see what kind of defense they're on. So first time side out of bounds, get to the stat. We're going to run out of bounds, play number 1 first, right, Steph? Yeah. Okay, so everybody remembers that. First out of bounds, play underneath. We're going to run number 1. We'll call it from the bench too, but if you remember, then just go ahead and call it, Heidi, and get us to number 1. Steph's not open, remember your other spots. Can't find anybody boom, you can always zip it off one of their players and get out of the way. Set good picks, hustle to those spots with that. They're out of bounds play again. The inbounds girl is looking either for the girl who is away from the ball side to curl to the ball side. They're picking for either the middle girl or the other girl. Could be either one.
Or
So
weak side, you mean?
right. So we have to make sure that we call out that pick and we help. If we get burned on it, we have trouble, we'll just go 2-3 purple, protect the blocks, and go from there. So call out the picks, and remember, if your girl is setting the pick, you're the one that's got to be helping at the basket. We'll be warming up at this end and sitting on the far end. Okay? Give you a minute or so to focus in with the lights down. Get yourself ready. Each and every one of us and bringing us back to the field house after last year's successful season. Also for watching us from a distance throughout the year, giving us another successful season, maybe with a few more bumps, but maybe the bumps were something that are going to turn into a downhill for us as we glide into the field house tonight. I think we've learned our lessons. I know we're prepared. I know inside each and every one of us is going to give us 100%. We're not afraid to make a mistake because we know that's selfish to the team. Give us the strength and the courage to go out there and play the type of defense that we're famous for. Show the kind of class that we've always displayed. Walk off this floor winners without looking up at the scoreboard, and yet bringing us back tomorrow night for another show. Keep an eye on us from the distance again, dear Lord. Amen. 1, 2, 3. Warming up at this end. Follow Karen down and around. Come back. Got it? Remember, 7 minutes into it, we got to do the anthem, then we'll go back. And after the anthem, then we'll go on our 4-on-4.
Ladies, go.
Okay, let's take the floor. Let's go right now. Jeez, I even got to do that.